Let us see question number 1 of exercise 6.2. Here you have to find that the diagram is given to here to us. Okay, we have to find the values of x and y, and then we have to prove that AB is parallel to CD. Let us proceed. See the method here. Okay, you can see x and 50 degrees, they are forming a linear pair of angles. Okay, so here x plus 50 degrees is 180 degrees. So you can write here linear pair axiom. Okay, yes, so this is linear pair axiom. So therefore we got value of x is equal to 50 will go that side, 180 minus 50 degrees, and that is 130 degrees. So we got the value of x 130. Okay, also, and y is equal to 130 degrees. Reason, vertically opposite angles. You can clearly see y and 130 degrees are forming a pair of vertically opposite angles, so they are equal. Okay, now now we can see x is 130 and y is 130, so x is equal to y is equal to 130 degrees. And see carefully, x and y, angle x and y, they are forming a pair of alternate interior angles and they are equal, therefore AB is parallel to CD. So this implies that AB is parallel to CD. By which test? It is by converse of alternate interior angles test. Okay, by converse of alternate interior angles test. Okay, hope you have understood this question number 1. Let us see question number 2. Here it is given that AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF, and Y is to Z is 3 is to 7. Then you have to find the value of X. Okay, so let us proceed. We have to find X. Okay, see the method how to proceed. Okay, so AB is parallel to CD. See here, AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF, implies all the three lines are parallel to each other. So AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF. Now X is now X is equal to Z. X is equal to Z. Result number 1. Reason, you can say alternate interior angles. Okay, so alternate interior angles. Okay, then what else is given to us? Now x plus y is 180, because angle x and y, they are forming which pair? They are forming a pair of interior angles, and interior angles on the same side of transversal is always supplementary. So interior angles. Okay, now ratio is given. Okay, given that y is to z is equal to 3 is to 7, so therefore y is equal to 3m. Okay, and z is equal to 7m. Now what is m? M is called common multiple. Okay, now see result number 1. What is result number 1? X is equal to z and we got z is equal to 7m. Okay, so here x is equal to z, so here instead of x we can write z and z is equal to 7m. So now from 1 and 2 from 1 and 2, we get x is equal to z. So z is equal to 7m. So we will write 7m, and y is equal to 3m is equal to 180 degrees. So therefore 10m is equal to 180 degrees. So therefore we got value of m is equal to 18. So what is your target? Your target is x. What is x? X is equal to z, and z is equal to 7m. Now, okay, x is equal to z is equal to 7m. So therefore 7 multiplied by 18. So what is the value of x? Value of x is 126 degrees. Okay, hope you have understood this question number 2. Let us see question number 3 of exercise 6.2. Here AB is parallel to CD and EF is perpendicular to CD. Okay, when you say EF is perpendicular to CD and AB is parallel to CD, it means EF is also perpendicular to AB. Okay, so I have written here angle F as 90 degree. I have shown the 90 degree marking. You have to find angle GED is 126 degrees. You have to find these three angles. Okay, let us see the solution. Okay, yes. Okay, AB is parallel to CD, and if you consider GE as a transversal, then angle AGE is equal to GED, alternate interior angles. So angle AGE is equal to angle GED. Okay, and GED is given 126. Therefore AGE is also 126 degrees. Reason: alternate interior angles. Okay, now what you can say? Now angle GEF plus angle FED is equal to angle GED. Okay, because GEF and FED are forming adjacent angles. EF is a common ray, therefore GEF plus FED is GED. Okay, so GEF we want to calculate, therefore angle GEF plus FED. EF is perpendicular to AB CD, therefore this is 90. It is also perpendicular to AB. Okay, so this is 90 degrees is equal, and GED you have calculated. It is given 126. Therefore angle GEF is equal to 126 degrees minus 90 degrees, and that is 36 degrees. So we calculated GEF 36 degrees. Now you want to calculate FGE. You observe carefully. AGE and FGE. Here GE is a common ray, and GA and GF are forming exact opposite rays. Therefore they are forming a linear pair of angles. Okay, now also angle AGE plus angle FGE is equal to 180 degrees. Linear pair axiom. You can write the reason: linear pair axiom. So what is AGE? AGE is 126 degrees. Okay, plus FGE. FGE we want to calculate is equal to 180 degrees. So therefore angle FGE is equal to 180 degrees minus 126 degrees, and that is 54 degrees. So you can write the answers, because they have said angle AGE. Okay, three different angles they have asked us to calculate. Find the measure. So angle AGE is 126 degrees. Then second one, that is angle GEF. Okay, so we got GF 36 degrees. and the third one angle FGE, and FGE we got 54 degrees. Hope you have understood this question number 3. Let us see now question number 4 of the same exercise. Here it is given that PQ is parallel to ST and angle PQR is 130 degree and angle RST is 130 degrees. You have to find angle QRS. So hint is given to us that through point R draw a line parallel to ST. So that is a part of construction. So we will draw. Okay, let us see. Through point R we will draw a line parallel to ST. Let us see. We can call this as PQRST. You can call this as UV. Okay, so here it is to find angle QRS. So here hint is given and they have asked us to construct. So we will write construction through point R. Draw a line UV parallel to ST. So we have drawn line UV parallel to ST. Now see the method, or you can say solution. Okay, what is your target now? You want to find angle QRS. Okay, let us see how will you calculate angle PQR and angle QRV. They are forming a pair of alternate interior angles because PQ is parallel to ST and ST is parallel to UV. Therefore PQ is also parallel to UV. Okay, we will write down here. See, PQ parallel to ST given to us, and what else? UV parallel to ST from construction. Okay, so it implies that PQ is parallel to UV is also parallel to ST. Okay, now angle PQR is equal to angle QRV. Okay, alternate interior angles. Reason: alternate interior angles. Now ST is parallel to UV and you consider SR as a transversal. Therefore also angle TSR plus angle SRV is equal to 180 degrees. Reason: interior angles formed when ST is parallel to UV and SR is a transversal. So interior angles. Okay, now what is TSR? That is RST is given. So it is given that TSR is 130 degrees. You can calculate angle SRV is equal to 180 degrees. So it implies that angle SRV 130 will go that side. So angle SRV is 50. Our target is not to calculate SRV. Our target is to calculate QRS. Now you see angle QRS plus angle SRV is equal to, what is QRV? Is equal to angle QRV is equal to angle QRV. You can see QRS and SRV, they are forming a pair of adjacent angles where RS is a common ray and RQ and RV are non-common rays or arms, you can say. So therefore angle QRS plus SRV is 50 degrees. And what is QRV? Angle QRV is PQR is 110, therefore QRV is also 110 degrees, and therefore angle QRS is 110 degrees minus 50 degrees. So that is 60 degrees. So you got finally QRS 60 degrees. Hope you have understood this question number 4. We can write here answer angle QRS is 60 degrees. Let us see question number 5 of exercise 6.2. Here AB is parallel to CD. Angle APQ is 50 degree and angle PRD is 127 degrees. You have to find angle X and Y. Okay, now if you consider AB and CD, not to consider, it is given AB is parallel to CD, there are two transversal. You can consider PQ as a transversal as well as PR as a transversal. So let us see. Okay, angle APQ is equal to PQR. Okay, angle APQ is equal to angle PQR. Reason, alternate angles. When AB is parallel to CD and PQ is a transversal, so alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. So therefore, what is APQ? APQ is 50 degrees and PQR is X. So we got X is equal to 50 degrees. Now, if you observe carefully, PR is as a transversal, then angle APR is equal to PRD. Okay. Also, angle APR is also equal to PRD when AB is parallel to CD and PR is their transversal. Reason same, alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Now what is APR? If you observe APR is formed by APQ and QPR. So I will write here angle APR is nothing but 50 degrees plus Y is equal to angle PRD. PRD is 127 degrees. So therefore Y is equal to 127 degrees minus 50 degrees. So therefore Y is equal to 7 minus 0, 7, 12 minus 5, 7. So Y is 77 degrees. So you got here your answer. So your answer, what is your answer? You can write this way: X is equal to 50 degrees and Y is equal to 77 degrees. Hope you have understood this question 5 of exercise 6.2. Let us see now exercise 6.2, question number 6. In the given figure, see the figure, PQ and RS are the two mirrors placed parallel to each other and they are facing each other. The reflecting surfaces are facing each other. An incident ray AB is striking the mirror PQ at point B. So this is AB is called incident ray. Okay, then it strikes here and it starts moving towards mirror RS and it strikes here at point C. So with respect to AB, BC is the reflected ray, but for mirror RS, BC is a incident ray, and this incident ray is reflected in this direction, CD. Okay, then you have to prove that AB is parallel to CD. So your target is AB is parallel to CD. For that purpose, we will do construction at point B. We will draw a perpendicular, that is in the language of physics what we call drawing a normal at point B. Okay, so this is a normal at point B and this is also normal at point C. So you have studied in physics the laws of reflection from a plane mirror. Okay, so I will say this is okay. So what this is happening? Okay, so this is a normal at point B. So this is called angle of incidence I, and this is angle of reflection. So angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. Now what is BC? BC is the incident ray for mirror RS and CD is the reflected ray. Actually BC is a incident for RS, but with respect to AB, BC is a reflected ray. Okay, so C is a point of incidence, and here we have drawn normal. So we have used I and R. Now I will write here I1 is equal to R1. These are the rules of physics, you know. Okay, now we want to, so this is the construction part we have done. Now let us, you can write in words. Okay, so construction. Construction at point B and C, draw the perpendiculars. Okay, okay, yes. Now what you can say? Okay, so as we said, AB is the incident ray and BC is the reflected, so we know angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So I will write I is equal to R. We will call this result number 1. Okay, now this is a perpendicular drawn on at point B on mirror PQ, and this is a perpendicular normal drawn on at point C on mirror RS. So what about this? Both the perpendiculars, they are parallel to each other. Therefore R is equal to I1. Okay, so R is equal to I1. You call this result number 2, and reason what you will say? They are alternate interior angles. Okay, alternate interior angles. Okay, yes. Then same case, BC is incident now and CD is reflected, so therefore I1 is equal to R1. This is result number 3. Now see result number 1 and 2. Right hand side and left hand side is same. So what we can write? Now we can say I is equal to I1. I is equal to I1. We will call this result number 4, and from where we are getting this? We got this from 1 and 2. Okay, from 1 and 2. Now from 2 and 3 what you are getting? Right hand side is I1, left hand side is I1. So R is equal to R1. Also R is equal to R1. Okay, call this result number 5. From where we got? From 2 and 3. Okay, we got this from 2 and 3. Now what is your target? You want to prove AB is parallel to CD. So if you are successful in proving angle ABC is equal to BCD, which pair they are forming? ABC and BCD, they are forming alternate interior angles. If you are successful in proving ABC is equal to BCD, then AB is parallel to CD by converse of alternate interior angles test. So from 4 and 5, if you add 4 and 5, now 4 plus 5, we get, what we get? I plus R is equal to I1 plus R1. So what is I plus R? You can see it is angle ABC, and what is I1 plus R1? Angle BCD. So what it implies? I plus R is nothing but angle ABC is equal to, and what is I1 plus R1? Is angle BCD. Okay, so we are successful in proving angle ABC is equal to BCD. So what it implies? ABC and BCD are forming a pair of alternate interior angles and they are equal. So we are successful in proving AB is parallel to CD. reason what you will write here? By converse of, okay, by converse of alternate interior angles test. Don't try to write theorem numbers, that is, if you are not writing correctly, marks may be deducted. Okay, hope you have understood this question. Okay.